What up, Dokkanners? Right now, as we exit out of Golden Week, Global and JP players are eagerly waiting for the announcement for their next Dokkan Festival celebration. As I discussed on my previous video, Global is going to be receiving either Super 17 or Kere as the next Dokkan Festival, and that is going to be the final step before the 8-year anniversary. Whereas JP, things are a little bit different, and as always, JP players are venturing into the unknown because they are the first to receive a brand new Dokkan Festival, only for Global to receive them later on. So in this video, we're going to be discussing what the next Dokkan Festival could be, and when it's going to be happening for JP, when it's going to be coming up for Global, and all that good stuff. Now, let me just save you some time and let you know, we literally have no idea. As of me recording right now, there is no clue as to what the next Dokkan Festival celebration is going to be, so your guess is as good as mine. Actually, I take that back. Your guess is better than mine. As we all know, whenever I guess something, it never happens. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I think is going to be the next Dokkan Festival and what I want to be the next Dokkan Festival. And I have a little bit of a rationalization for why I think it's going to be this. But again, your guess is as good as mine. So let's just start by talking about what do we think the next Dokkan Fest is going to be. Last year at this same time slot, it was the Resurrection F Blues that released for JP. So this released at the end of May going into June. And this obviously had a part 2 for JP players, which was the LR Golden Frieza. So you could also look at this as an opportunity to think about your Dokkan Festival and what could be a nice subsequent part 2 that corresponds to your part 1. Don't just think about a part 1. So for example, if somebody was thinking like Lord Slug, what would the part 2 be? It would probably be like a Goku Piccolo team up unit or something like that. So think about that when you're making your prediction for this next Dokkan Festival. But yeah, this was when JP got the Golden Frieza, one of the best LRs in the game right now, legendary summon LRs in the game. So yeah, that was that's what you got to go off of. Now for me, this is my set of predictions. Your subscriber challenge today, should you choose to accept it, is to play along in this game. Post 2 predictions, what you think and what you want. And if you do, you gotta subscribe. And especially if your prediction or your want matches, or if what you think or what you want matches my predictions. So here we go. I think the next Dokkan Festival for JP is gonna be Blue Kaioken Goku. I want it to be King Vegeta. I also want there to be some more extreme Dokkan Festivals, but I'm just going with the pattern, sort of like the trend that we kind of do with Dokkan these days. It just seems very much like another Saiyan, another super unit is just on the horizon, because that's just what they do. So I just feel like this is going to be a pretty safe guess for me. King Vegeta, I will always continue to push this until one day I end up being right. Until then, I will be the maniac, the weirdo who constantly pushes for something that some people are just like, dude, what do you care, man? He sucks. Whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna keep saying it. Deal with it. Cry about it. So yeah, Blue Kaioken and King Vegeta. Now, why do I think Blue Kaioken? It's not because of the Resurrection F Blues having been last year. Blue and then Blue Kaioken has nothing to do with that. There's sort of been this underlying feeling for me that Universe Survival Saga is set to make a pretty big comeback at some point. And I have this sneaking suspicion that we're going to be getting it during the worldwide download celebration. The reason why I've sort of been thinking this way is because, well, number one, Golden Week didn't end up panning out to be Universe Survival Saga. So because of that, the next joint celebration that Global and JP would have would be worldwide download celebration. And with the EZAs that we've been getting all throughout the last couple of months for JP, not too many, but there's still enough to notice. During the 8-year anniversary, JP players had the Blue Kaioken EZA. During the Super 17 Dokkan Festival, MVP 17 received an EZA. Casserole received an EZA, or Casserole. The kids at the ranch received an EZA. So that's 3 right there. Then during Kale's Dokkan Festival, Kale's celebration is literally Universe Survival Saga. So that's another point for that. And then there was the LRKFC EZA that dropped as well for JP. So that's 5 separate incidents. Well, not separate, but 5 different moments that sort of point back to Universe Survival Saga. So I feel like if they're sort of laying the framework for another Universe Survival Saga tour, I feel like the culmination would be during the worldwide download celebration. Now, Blue Kaioken Goku is obviously from Universe 6 versus Universe 7. Not exactly Universe Survival Saga, but sort of a precursor to it, which contains elements that did definitely come back during that arc, right? So Blue Kaioken, very much a point that Goku uses during the Tournament of Power. Part 2's LR for that celebration, if this were to pan out the way that I predict, would be Hito. LR hit. We've never had an LR hit. That would also be a great unit to have during Universe Survival Saga, and this would also give another opportunity for even more EZAs to drop that could ultimately lead up to worldwide download being Universe Survival Saga. I'm not saying Universe Survival Saga is confirmed for worldwide. I just have been having this feeling for a little while, and I think that with all of these different EZAs sprinkled intermittently throughout the timeline, it would just be a nice way to bring all of that back by giving us a full-fledged celebration for that arc. That arc desperately needs more support. We have a bunch of different awesome standalone units for older events, but when it comes to the newer modern day endgame challenge events, Universe Survival Saga just ain't it. It doesn't work anymore, and that's a big shame considering that the anniversary 2 years ago was Universe Survival Saga, and it's just very rapidly gone by the wayside. So I think that a worldwide celebration exploring that celebration even more could really help not only just that category, but all of the subcategories that can come from it. It's not just Universe Survival Saga. There's also Universe 6, Universe 7. Potentially they could introduce a Universe 9, you know, Bergamo, or they do Universe 11 more. Actually, Universe 11 desperately needs. Universe 11, gee, I mean, you just look at these categories. They're so bad. They're so bad. Universe 11 is just it's so tragic. It is so tragic. Let's pull up the Universe Survival Saga categories. We got 6, 7, 11, and then USS. Where's that? Okay. So Universe 7, at least there's another arc to kind of feed off of, which will help this. But in terms of supports, in terms of lead units, there's just no unit on this team that is a bona fide slot 1. There is none. There is no bona fide slot 1 unit on this category. If you go to Universe Survival Saga or Universe 6, there's a little bit more. Well, now that Kale is there, it's definitely bolstered Universe 6. Plus LRKFC definitely has helped. But in general, there's not a whole lot of other options, so this needs to be given a little bit more support. Universe 11 is the worst. If you literally don't have LR, you just can't run the team. This guy needs an EZA. The STR Judith. I think he's now one of the oldest Dokkan festivals that has yet to receive an EZA, so he is long overdue. The Int Popo, you have to have him. He gives support. He has guard. If you don't have any one of the 5 crucial pieces, you can't even run this unit on even lesser events. This team sucks. And then Universe Survival Saga itself. So much potential, so many great characters, so many opportunities for even more characters, and we just don't do it. So I want there to be more for this category and subcategories. That's why my pitch is Blue Kaioken. Universe 6 versus Universe 7 gives us a little bit more that can both work on this celebration as well as a worldwide coming up. And of course, it will allow for more attention to a celebration that has really just lost its traction ever since year 6. That's not fair. So that's my prediction, and that's why. Now, in terms of timing, JP gets this at the end of May going into June. When does Global receive this celebration? Let's compare. So last year, Resurrection F showed up at the end of May. For Global, we did not receive Resurrection F Blues until after the anniversary. After this was the Raditz celebration. I think this was Pan. I think we had a weird switch up take place on the Global side where Pan showed up before Resurrection F. Yeah, Dokkan, thank you celebrations when we got the Resurrection F Blues all the way down here in November. So after this celebration that JP receives, there's going to be several other ones. The Tanabata celebration, their Tanabata celebration was Trunks and Vegeta. That happened after the Resurrection F Blues. After that, JP received Pan as the Dokkan Festival. So JP received this in August, like end of July, early August. Global got that celebration next. So after worldwide download, we could jump into that, and then we would have to shift this over several celebrations if this were to follow suit like it did last year. But here's the thing. Last year was a bit of an anomaly because we also had to integrate the movie celebration for Beast Gohan. So we got the Gammas during Halloween, which was also a kind of messy. So as a result, a lot of chaos sort of ensued in the second half of the year. I don't think that's going to happen this year. So the earliest that we could possibly expect this new Dokkan Festival, whatever it is, could potentially be right after worldwide download on Global. So maybe as early as October. But if you want to just, play things based off of last year, then we could probably expect JP's next Dokkan Festival coming up in just a couple of days to probably drop around November time. So October, November-ish will be when Global players receive this. Now, when will we actually find out when the next Dokkan Festival is going to be releasing for JP? It's going to be around the same time as Global. Global's next celebration is going to be on the 30th. So if we reverse that or reverse engineer that, we said around the 27th, 28th, we would start to receive info and details for the next celebration. I would imagine around the same time for JP, maybe a little bit later. I think JP might be 1 day shifted from Global. So in the next day or two, couple of days, we will find out on JP as well what's going to be coming up. And I'm sure that when the conversation starts and when we get news for both versions, all the conversation will be focused around JP, because JP will get the new hot Dokkan Festival. And if anything, it could help global players, because it just means there's one more distraction to pay attention to and sort of overlook the current Dokkan festivals in front of us. Hopefully it ends up being something really good that will prevent global players from even feeling like they need to summon for Super 17 or Kale, and you guys can save more stones going into 8-year and worldwide download. Let's hope. Let's see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on what is going to be coming up for the next Dokkan Festival for JP. What do you think? Why do you think? If you have any reasoning for it, or if it's just a random guess, what is it? And what is the one Dokkan Festival that everybody would judge you for or hate you for saying that you've always wanted? What is that one crazy pick that you would never want to share with the class? For me, it's King Vegeta, and I will stand loud and proud with that wish. What is yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know when I see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.